Okay, and we are live. ¿Qué tal, amigos? Stuart here from Spain Speaks with yet another live stream, Sunday evening, 7:30 p.m. Spain mainland time, coming to you from Madrid. And we'll have a look at some of the main stories that have caught my attention in the press. We just caught a brief glimpse of one there quickly. And we'll also go into the comment section, check out what has been happening there on videos recently, what the comment has been about. And then for the second half of today's live stream, we'll go into the chat section here to my right and check out what's happening there. Now, before I begin, I'll put the little like icon on the screen. If you haven't hit the like icon yet, please do so just below the video, whether you're watching this evening on Facebook or YouTube, where the majority of people are. Hit the like button, please. Now, the first piece of news, as we just saw a minute ago, about Spain's employment and the fact that Spain is pledging to the EC, the European Commission, to create jobs and reduce the unemployment rate below 10% by 2026. Pedro Sanchez's government has today sent the European Commission the update of the Stability Programme and the National Reform Plan with the macroeconomic and fiscal outlook for 2023 to 2026. There are several highlights in the plan. The forecast that Spain will continue to lead economic growth among the main countries in the euro area and reduce the unemployment rate to below 10% in 2026, something that has not been seen for 15 years. The good performance of the economy and the responsible fiscal policy make it possible to bring forward by 1 year to 2024 the return of public deficit to the level of 3% of GDP and the reduction of the public debt ratio to below 110% of GDP, explains the update of the Stability Programme. So ambitious there, I think. The Spanish government saying that they will reduce unemployment or the unemployment rate to below 10% by 2026, something that, as we also saw in that article there, has not been done in the last 15 years. Unemployment currently sitting at around 13%, I think. Don't quote me on that figure. It's not an exact figure, of course. And youth unemployment, I believe, again hit the 30% mark the other day. People between the ages of 16 and 25, I think. I think that's the statistic that they use. So quite high unemployment still here in Spain. Difficult to create jobs, difficult to create good jobs, as anyone living in this country looking for a job will know. And a lot of Spaniards, especially the young of this country, have trouble getting into the labour market. And when they do finally end up with a stable job, they're normally in their 30s, 33, 34, 35 years of age, a lot of the times before they get, as I said, a stable job. Now, the second piece of news today related to the ongoing drought in Spain South particularly, and as we can read here, EU scientists warn of drought. Southern Spain will be one of the most vulnerable places in terms of climate. The lack of rainfall and high temperatures in southern Europe have opened the debate on water management in the Mediterranean region, where climate change is set to be particularly drastic, and European Union scientists rule out miracle solutions to preserve water. There is no miracle solution. We cannot solve a problem of this complexity and intensity in just 1 year. We have to deploy a range of solutions that, over time, create resilience for water, commented a scientist from the Joint Research Centre, the JRC, in a talk with European journalists during a visit to the JRC's headquarters in Ispra, Italy, in which EFE participated. According to its data, recorded the EU territory is currently on drought alert, a situation that is linked to the fact that 2022 was, according to JRC analysts, the warmest year in Europe in the last 500 years. So, southern Spain will be one of the most vulnerable places in terms of climate, according to this headline here, a quote from the European scientists there, the JRC, Joint Research Centre. So looking for ways to solve the drought problem in the south of Spain, saying it's not going to be a short-term solution. They need years to come up with a plan that will fix the situation, basically. And as we know, the south of Spain also important when it comes to agriculture, producing a lot of the European Union's fruit and vegetables. So not good from a drought perspective, and also when it comes to the future of those fruit and vegetables down there in the south of Spain, if there's no long-term sustainable water solution. Now, the third piece of news, and a Barcelona restaurant got a bit of a surprise when a surprise booking was made. And then Obama, Spielberg and Bruce Springsteen came to dinner. It was a case of guess who's coming to dinner when the staff at a top Spanish restaurant took a mysterious last-minute booking. To their amazement, not one but three of the world's most famous men eventually arrived to sample the seafood menu. On Thursday evening, former President Barack Obama, filmmaker Steven Spielberg and singer Bruce Springsteen dined at Amar restaurant at Barcelona's Palace Hotel. The trio was in town ahead of Springsteen's concert at Barcelona's Estadi Olímpic Luis Companys on Friday. And thanks to Ernie for sending me this piece of news through to my email yesterday, I think it was. And an interesting story about how those three men turned up for dinner at that restaurant. Apparently, it was famous Spanish chef José Andrés that made the initial contact. Obviously, Obama got in contact with José Andrés. I think they are colleagues or friends, if you like. And he made the reservation at the restaurant. And not saying who it was, of course, but apparently the owner of the restaurant did a bit of an investigation and found out who was in town and put two and two together. And of course, when Mr. Springsteen, Mr. Obama, and Mr. Spielberg walked through the door, there was some surprise, but of course he thought it was going to be them. There we go. So José Andrés, the famous Spanish chef, more famous outside of Spain than inside Spain, I think. He's got quite a high profile in the US, arranging that booking at the restaurant. Now, into the comment section I'm about to go. I'll just put the little like icon on the screen here one more time, just in case you haven't hit it yet. Currently up to 58 likes. Maybe you can be like number 59, number 60, or maybe number 61 if you hit that like button below on Facebook or YouTube. Now, into the comment section. Comments that have been left on videos recently, and there's been quite a few, I'm not going to lie. This one here from Mark. Did I really hear that illegal massages are a problem in Spain in the summer months? The mind boggles. Yeah, this was related to an article about Magaluf, I think, in Mallorca, and how some of these illegal activities pop up during the summer months when there's lots of tourists in those areas, and different illegal activities pop up, illegal massages being one of them. Of course, drug dealing and other street vending or street salespeople pop up out of nowhere and start selling food in the middle of the night, alcohol and other things to tourists who are roaming the streets. And as I said there, or as that comment points out there, illegal massages was one of the things. Now, I'm not sure what they mean by an illegal massage. If it's a euphemism for something else, I don't know. Or whether you just get a bit of a back rub down after you've had a few drinks, I've got no idea. But if you have had experiences with illegal massages, let me know in the comment section below, but maybe do it discreetly. The next comment here from Lego Man. Hi Stuart, interesting mention of La Nucia. I live in Polop, or Palop, not sure how you pronounce that, the adjoining town, and can attest the land being sold off to developers on a grand scale. P.S. Have a quick read up about what happened to our previous mayor, Alejandro Ponsoda. Great channel we watch every day. Thanks, Lego Man, for getting in contact. Related to, obviously, this comment to another comment that we saw the other day about the mayor of a town in Alicante, I think, called La Nucia, close to Benidorm, and how this man has been in power for, I think, the last 21 years. Came to power when the previous mayor was pushed out of the way, took over the chair, and has been there ever since. And a curious fact about La Nucia was that all of the previous mayors since 1979 share the same surname, either as a first surname or a second surname. The only mayor that didn't share the same surname was the one that got the boot to allow the current mayor to take over. So quite strange. Somebody in the comment section said, oh no, in the pueblos here in Spain, everybody has the same name. I don't know if that's true or not, but sometimes it, obviously if it's a common name like González or Gomez. You sometimes see quite a few people with the same surname. Can't remember what this person's surname was. I think it might have been Cano, and that could, in fact, be a popular name in the Alicante Valencian community. Don't know. But I did investigate as a result of Lego Man's comment here about Alejandro Ponsoda, and he was a mayor back in the 2000s here in that part of the world there, Polop, and he was gunned down by, I think, 7 people stood trial, including, and I might get this wrong, including, I think, the person that took over the chair in the town hall when this man was killed. I think he was also put on trial, but again, don't quote me on that. But I think everybody who was on trial for that crime was let off. I don't think anybody was convicted. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. People will have better information. But when it comes to real estate dealings in some parts of Spain, be careful, because as I said, this mayor was gunned down at his door, returning to work or leaving to work, not sure exactly, by unknown assailants. So losing his life. But there were some big real estate deals going on in the Valencian community during that time, and some dodgy business dealings, of course. So local politics. Now, another comment here from Elena. Olives grow in the United States, in California, but olive oil price is different in different stores. I bought a bottle of good quality for €12 a litre from Greece. Yeah, I asked the question the other day because here in Spain, olive oil price is currently at record highs. And I asked if what people around the world pay for olive oil. Some people in the States said around €16 per litre. And I asked the question, given the various climates in the United States, if olive trees are now growing. And obviously the comment here, a few people left the comment saying that yes, they are, but the price of local olive oil more expensive than the imported stuff. And obviously, if you get olive oil from Greece, as Elena points out here, or if you buy Spanish or Italian olive oil, which are the 3 traditional big producers in Europe at least, maybe in the north of Africa it also olives are also growing. But here in Europe, of course, those are the 3 main countries, the big producers, and obviously the price cheaper because of the amount of oil produced. But currently not the situation, as price is very, very high, and next year apparently because of the drought in the south of Spain, prices are going to be even higher. So people looking for alternatives. I know that in Australia, olive trees are now growing, oil is produced, and in the States as well. So places that have a similar climate to the south of Spain, Italy and Greece, where, as I said, Portugal as well, but to a lesser extent, olive oil is produced. Another one here from Ma. Be prepared, there is 1 month for the municipal elections. Therefore, Sanchez will promise the moon and Mars in case there is someone that still believes in him. Absolutely right, Ma. He is promising the world at the moment, the moon and Mars, as you put it there. Lots of politicians doing the same thing. Yolanda Díaz also promising the moon and Mars on her electoral program for her new party, Sumar, S-U-M-A-R. And of course, Pedro Sanchez, we know basically every day he's coming out with a new one. Do people believe him? Don't know. I have a student who has a job as one of these people that calls up asking people their voting intentions. And she told me the other day that a lot of people are perhaps according to her statistics, are going to vote for the opposition come election time. Don't know, but that's her opinion from what people are telling her when and if she gets through on those cold telephone calls asking people their voting preferences, which, as we know, does happen. So we'll see. But Mr. Sanchez, of course, as Ma puts it there, the moon and Mars being promised, especially when it comes to social housing and also getting the unemployment rate down, which is a European promise that has been made to the European Union by the current government. Another comment here from Javier. The problem with squatters, is not if they're many or few, or better or worse, or here or there. The problem is the legal system protects them, and the new law will reinforce this. That's why there's a forecast the rent market will dry up and the buyer's market will grow at the same time. The prices go down, helped by the rates too. For the locals, the headache of a squatter entering your house is going to dampen the desire for second and third residences. Thanks, Javier, for the comment there related to the new housing law, which was passed the other day. And for some landlords here in Spain, it's going to be difficult to get squatters out, especially what they consider to be big landlords, people that have 5 properties or more. Not sure how many people have that other than investment funds. I'm sure there are a few, but mainly investment funds. Going to be very difficult to get squatters out because you're going to have to prove that they're not in a volatile situation when it comes to housing. And also, in general, I think there's been an extra layer of bureaucracy put on evicting squatters. And a person that I mentioned a minute ago, Yolanda Díaz, has also come out and said that in their electoral program, they're going to suggest limiting the purchase of second and third residences in cities where there is a rent crisis. So basically every big city here in Spain. So if you're not buying a home for first residence purposes, if Yolanda Díaz gets elected, according to that electoral program, you're not going to be able to buy property in cities where there is a problem. So Madrid, Barcelona, Valencia, Malaga, all of the big cities around the country, that's going to be the deal. So the idea of having maybe a second home in Malaga or Alicante or Valencia, if Yolanda Díaz gets elected, apparently they're going to put a mechanism in place to stop that, to ease the housing crisis. So it could be true. And according to experts, yes, rental properties are drying up. Thanks, Javier, for the comment. And final one here from Liz. Seville Feria on in heat of 42 degrees. First year it hasn't rained. We need the rain so bad. Yes, normally rains during the Feria de Sevilla. Also rains during the Easter celebrations down there in Seville quite often. This year not the case. And as pointed out by Liz there, 42 degrees in Seville. It was a very hot feria. If you're not familiar with the Seville Fair, it's one of the bigger fairs in the country. One of the fairs that most makes the news. People like to see the fancy costumes that people dress up in. It's also one of the most closed fairs, I believe. You have to know somebody to get in. There's not very many public spaces there where you can just walk in as a member of the public and enjoy, because it's a place where people, they call them casetas. They're like little rooms or little spaces where you go inside, have a drink. And in Seville, apparently you need to know somebody to be able to get into these places a lot of the times, whereas in some of the other places around Spain, these casetas in Malaga, for example, it's easy to get in because they're open to the public, whereas I think in Seville that is not the case. But any Seville Fair experts out there, please let me know. But that is what I have been told, that the Seville Fair, you need to know a local basically to enjoy yourself at the fair, I think. But again, please tell me if I'm wrong. Now, we'll go into the chat section now. We're up to 186 viewers currently watching, 96 likes. So the opportunity is there for you to be like number 100 if you hit the like button just below. You'll see it. So consider it, please. Now, into the chat section I go. Before I do that, I have to change the backdrop. Now, this one was sent in. I didn't get around to putting it on the backdrop the other day because we didn't have a long live stream. But this one was sent in from Tony. And it's a picture of the Costa Adeje in Tenerife, which is, of course, in the southern part of Tenerife. And a very nice shot there of the ocean. Thanks, Tony, for sending that one through. And if you've got a similar picture that you would like to see on the backdrop, a few people out there Don't know whether it's some type of kite surfing, is it, or something? Not sure. But nice sharp photo that Tony sent through. And the email address to get your picture on the backdrop is this one here, spainspeaks@gmail.com. Send it through, or if you've got a piece of news that you would like me to highlight, as Ernie did earlier today, please, that is the email address to send it through to. Now, into the backdrop, into the comment section I go. Let's have a look. Let me see if I can scroll up to the top. Andrew, the first one that I can see here anyway. Muy buenas, Stuart. Y todos desde Londres sureste. Espero que estéis todos bien. Andrew practicing his Spanish there. Good effort there, Andrew. Thanks for that. Coming in from the southeast London, and hoping that we are well. Thank you very much, Andrew, for that, and good to see Spanish used in the chat section. Barbara coming in from Playa Flamenca. A bit cooler than yesterday with temperatures around 23. I think that's the general trend around Spain, Barbara, currently. The temperatures have dropped a little bit. Quite high last Thursday and Friday. Yesterday rained in Madrid. I went for a walk early, as you guys know. I published a video yesterday. It was sunny. That changed about 2 hours later, started to rain, and the rain lasted a couple of hours. Light rain, nothing to write home about. And, of course, today a bit cooler as well, at least where I am and also where Barbara is. Thanks, Barbara, for that. Jan coming in from a pleasant spring day in London. Jan also sent through something today. I think it was an article too, Jan. I'll check it out. Thanks for that. D coming in from the Playa de Oliva. Regular viewer is D. Good to see you in the chat again, D. Richard coming in, wishing everyone well as well. Hola todos. Hope everyone is well. I brought some coffee beans back from Spain. The brand is Catamambu Andalusian coffee, the finest beans from Central and South America, roasted in Seville. Fantastic. There we go. Always on the lookout for a decent coffee. Richard providing one here. Catunambu Andalusian coffee. There we go. The finest coffee beans from Central and South America. Thanks for that, Richard. Kevin coming in from a cooler Marto. Seems to be the trend, as I said before. A bit cooler today, but temperatures going up again tomorrow. Public holiday tomorrow all over Spain, the 1st of May. And in Madrid, the Madrid community, the 2nd of May, because we are celebrating the Madrid Community Day, when the French, I think the story goes like this, when the French were removed from Madrid many years ago. I think that's what we are celebrating. But again, don't quote me on that, because my history knowledge comes and goes. Brenda also coming in from a chilly Ayrshire here in Scotland, I think that is it. Thanks for that. Grant coming in, aka Old Guy Doing Stuff. Greetings from a cloudy but nice Sierra. So the weather not bad there in the north of Spain, up there in Asturias. Angela also coming in with John from Menorca, hoping we are well. We saw a picture the other day from Angela and John enjoying a nice glass of white wine and some patatas bravas there in Menorca, and a coffee as well, I think, on the table. It's the thumbnail today, actually, so nice photo was sent through. Thanks for that. First piece of news sounds very optimistic, says D. Well, considering that it's been over 10% for 15 years, you could come to that conclusion, D. I'm never optimistic when it comes to the job market here, because the last time that it was below 10% was when the construction boom was on, and we know what happened when that construction bubble burst. The unemployment rate went from 8% to 25% in 6 months, basically. So you have to always be careful when you talk about the unemployment rate in this country. Alan also agreeing, a lovely spring day in London. Good to see. Finally, the rain has disappeared. But knowing London, it will be back. Janet coming in from Oxford. Hello, Janet. Hope all is well. Heading to Seville again soon, I think. Let us know about the Feria de Sevilla, Janet, whether it is difficult for outsiders to get in. I know you have experience down there. Erica coming in from a wetter terrassa. Yeah, I heard that it's raining in Catalonia. Barcelona, I think, got some rain. Daryl let me know about that. But I couldn't see the video, Daryl, if you're watching. I don't know what happened with that shorts video. It came up blank when I clicked on the link. So send it to my email if you want. A wetter today. 1 hour long storm. Won't fill up the dams, but at least it's a bit of water. Absolutely. Everything counts. Everything counts. Elaine coming in also from Chatham, New Jersey. Has rained for 2 days. Erased the deficit in rainwater. There we go. So New Jersey getting some rain. Good to see. Mel coming in from Cumbria in the United Kingdom. 1 week and off to Benidorm for 11 days. Can't wait. Absolutely, Mel. Hope the weather is good for your stay in Benidorm and the rainy season. I don't know whether they're predicting rain or not, but we didn't get it in April, so it could come in May. Hopefully it won't spoil your holiday, but you never know. You never know. What else? Let's have a look. Remy with a Y coming in, trying to rain here in San Feliu. So trying to rain in Catalonia. Not much luck there, apparently, in San Feliu. Janet looking to get some of that coffee that Richard pointed out. So hopefully we'll get the name of the place. Philip coming in from Sussex. Not Andalusian temperatures there, but first time wearing short sleeves and no jacket in the UK. First time wearing short sleeves and no jacket. I'm also in short sleeves today, as you guys can see. Ed, another regular viewer coming in from a wet Barcelona at last. Long may it last, says Ed. Yes, that's right. Get some rain before the summer. Desperately needed. Because once that summer season kicks in, you not get a lot of rain. Not a lot of rain. Rained in Torrevieja also last night, so a bit wet around the country. Good to see. Stan coming in from Poznan, Poland. Hello, Stan. Another regular viewer is Stan. Maui also coming in. What's the going rate for 1 hour of English in Madrid, please? In Alicante, there are so many teachers that I don't even have a CELTA face-to-face. That don't even have CELTA. CELTA is the qualification. Well, to be honest, Maui, it sort of depends, but it can be anything, anywhere between 15 to 30 euros, I suppose. Probably get some people without qualifications, maybe teaching for 10, 12 euros an hour. Other people pushing that up to around 20, maybe, as I said, 20 to 28, depending. It all depends where you're teaching, who your students are, and whether they find themselves in a nice economic situation or not. But it can fluctuate according to demand, of course, but I think around that. But of course, there's a lot more demand in Madrid than there would be in Alicante, I would say, given the amount of companies and government organisations in the capital. Happy holiday, Sani, wishing everybody. Happy holiday back to you there, Sani. Hope all is well. DB coming in from Hanoi in Vietnam. First time catching up for the live in ages due to the time difference. Happy bank holiday weekend. Yeah, time difference, a bit of a problem, especially when you are east. Ahead, of course. What's the time now? Yeah, quite early in the morning, I imagine. Remy with a Y also from Australia. After we had droughts, it rains a lot for a few years. I wonder if the same will happen here in Spain. Yeah, that was the case in some parts of Australia, Remy, absolutely. New South Wales, Queensland. Some places were very dry, and then, of course, the skies opened, and flooding was next. So there's no stop to the extremes. Drought or floods. Drought or floods. But as we all know, that was a poem written over 100 years ago which mentioned the same thing about Australia. So living up to its reputation when it comes to a land of drought and floods. What else? Iggy coming in from Jaén, another Jaén viewer. We've got Kevin coming in from Martos, which is also down there in Jaén, of course. Daryl's in the chat section. Hello, Daryl. Richard bought the coffee in Carrefour. Excellent. Have another favourite of ours, Santa Cristina, from another Andalusian coffee from Malaga. So obviously liking the coffee down there in the south. Gino's in the chat section too, coming in from Canada. Hi Gina, hope you are well. What else you got going on? Zach coming in from Canada. 15 degrees Celsius in Vancouver. Hi Zach, hope all is well. Let's have a look. Joe the Bombetto coming in from New Jersey. It's been like being in the Netherlands, cold and rainy. Let's have a look here quickly. Oscar coming in from, I think it's Texas, I think Oscar tunes in from. Blue cloudless sky, mild temperatures in that part of the world. Good to see. Nico coming in from the Delta del Ebro. No rain there. Just 1 hour before 2 days. I would guess around 3 to 4 hours this year. So that's the rain situation there in the important Delta del Ebro. What else we got going on here? Let's have a look here quickly. Ted in the chat section as well, asking for likes, coming in from Newport, Rhode Island. Oscar saying that most olives are grown in California, a few grown in Texas. Obviously because of the growing conditions, I would say, right? Maybe similar, as I said before, to that southern part of Spain there. Grant's talking about the massage question that I posed before. I know a guy who comes to Spain every year, usually goes to Granada. He makes a lot of money giving normal massage. Pisses off some Spanish people who do that. There we go. So maybe they set up like a massage bench on the side of the road and give people a quick massage. There we go. Let's have a look. Jock Mockett. Why don't I move to Birmingham in the UK? Is that a question for me, Jock or Jack? Why don't I move to Birmingham in the UK? Why would I want to do that? Nothing against Birmingham, by the way, but don't know why I would want to move there. Not sure where that comment comes from. Haven't seen the thread. US correspondent Dave coming in from St. Petersburg down there in Florida. Beautiful St. Paradise. Yes, nice palm trees, warm water, nice weather. Yes, paradise, Dave, paradise. What else you got going on here? Ben saying that doesn't really matter who's voted in. If elections actually made a difference, they wouldn't be allowed. There we go. Bit skeptical about the system. What else we got going on here quickly? James, much needed rain in Torrevieja. First time 50 days. Seems longer to me though. There we go. Absolutely, James. There are some long periods between rains. I was reading about one place today, the longest drought in Spain currently, 138 days without a drop in a place called Tomelloso, I think in Castilla-La Mancha, south of Madrid. Interesting. What else we got going on here? Let me have a look here quickly. I think there's something going on in the chat section that I might need to deal with. I'll just, as I get down here, let's see a little bit more. What else? Let's have a look. Warren coming in from San Antonio, Texas, 85 degrees Fahrenheit there today. Good to see also. We've got some good weather around the world at the moment. Harriet's in the chat section as well. Hello, Harriet. Angela and John adding to the debate again. If squatters' rights put people off buying second and third homes, is that really a bad thing? Surely houses should be lived in and not left empty most of the year. Good point, good point, good point. Second and third homes. I've got no problem against somebody having a family having a second home if they want to have a holiday home on the coast, of course. That's been going on for years here in Spain. A lot of people from Madrid, for example, have a second home on the coast. But a third home, maybe that's a bit of a stretch. Iggy liking the backdrop, the nice Tenerife backdrop. Yeah, it's a lovely part of the world, Tenerife. Lovely part of the world. Mugger got stuck into a bottle of Rioja. That's why, sorry, a bit late. Maybe that's the reason Mugger got stuck into the wine. Mugger coming in from El Campello. Dave's returning to Madrid in 3 weeks. Looking forward to a menú del dia. Yeah, absolutely, Dave. In Arganda del Rey, maybe. We'll go out there if you want. We'll check it out. Super chat from Alan, £10. Thank you very much, Alan. Greatly appreciated. Viewer support. Thank you very much. I will put that towards my wine consumption for this week. Thank you very much for that. Might be getting a video out. A lunch video out this week, seeing that I've got more time on my hands. But I have to travel, so I might not. But thanks for the support, Alan. Oscar saying that it's Cinco de Mayo this week. It's more of a holiday in the US than in Mexico. Really? Cinco de Mayo? What else? Let's have a look here quickly. Michael coming in from Tazacorte in La Palma, another regular viewer there. Now I'm going to change the backdrop. Let me have a look here quickly. This one was sent in from Peter, apparently where they live down there in Malaga, Casares Costa it is. And this one was sent through the other day, I think, or maybe recently, maybe even more recently than that. And Casares, I didn't know where it was. Casares with an S, down there in Malaga between Estepona and Cádiz, the province of Cádiz, not Cádiz city, of course, but down there. I looked it up on the map. Looks like a nice part of Spain. Thanks, Peter, for sending that one through. And if you've got a similar picture to Peter's here that you would like to see on the backdrop, the address is this one here, spainspeaks@gmail.com. So send your snaps through. Provided they are of a decent quality, they'll make the backdrop. And this one, of course, from Peter is quite good quality. Thanks for that. And the like button also going back on the screen now. If you haven't hit it yet, please do so. Just below the video, you will find the like button. We're up to 158. You could be 160 if you hit that like button. Jack also telling us about Birmingham. Cool weather. And it's been rained today. It was sunny yesterday, so I would continue moving to Birmingham, UK. All right, so I don't know what Jack's going on about there, but thanks for the input, Jack. Okay, Dave knows the history of the 2nd of May. They weren't removed, they were just resisted by the locals who were promptly shot. There we go. That's what they're celebrating there. The locals tried to stand up to the French but weren't successful, so they weren't kicked out. I thought maybe they might have been, hence the celebration, but obviously not the case. Let's have a look here. Where am I? Let's have a look. Lots of rain coming through. Good to see. Juan coming in from Tel Aviv. Cooler weather there tonight. Israeli viewer there. Viewer from Israel, I should say, and maybe not Israeli. Let's have a look. Brian also coming in. No olives in the north of England, just rain. Yeah, I don't think an olive tree would be would produce a lot of olives in that climate, Brian. Obviously needs to have a drier, warmer climate, I think. I've got a little olive tree in my back garden, and occasionally you get a couple of little olives on it. It's only one of these little mini olive trees. At the top of the street there's some decent olive trees that do produce a decent amount of olives, and every now and again one of the locals comes around with a stick and starts bashing the branches, and the olives start falling on the ground, and they pick them up and they obviously take them home, and they wouldn't have enough to make oil, of course, but probably for a tapper or something like that, I would say. Ferg asking the question, how unbearable are the mosquitoes down there in the south? Well, not sure in the south of Spain if they're worse than they are here, but at the moment they are terrible, the mosquitoes. Terrible. Not only the traditional mosquito that we all know, but another type of little black flying insect that seems to bite you when it gets on your skin. Very annoying, very annoying. In the video yesterday, I was getting eaten alive, walking through some of the parks. Zane also in the chat section. Kiwi Zane down there in New Zealand saying hello. Hello, Zane. Hope all is well. Very early start for you today, Monday. Let's keep on going here. Coming to the end of the chat section, so I'll start to wrap up the video when I get to the end. Zane asking the question, why should anyone be limited to the number of homes or properties they own? Yeah, Zane, it is a debate, Zane, that's going on here. There's a housing shortage, which has led people to discuss this topic. A lot of people having trouble getting into rental accommodations, getting on the property market. Not sure whether it's the same down there in New Zealand, but here in Spain, a lot of people pushed out of the property market, the rental market even, and politicians scrambling to find a solution, basically. And whether they do end up limiting the amount of homes you can buy or not, I've got no idea. But I think there's an argument for both, depending on the market situation, of course. When am I heading down under? Don't know, mate. Got no idea. The price of flights at the moment, family commitments, not easy to get down there to Australia. But if I do, I'll pop into Auckland, even though it's a bit out of the way. But I'll see if I can make it. What else? Let's have a look here quickly. Here we go. The Seville Fair. Apparently it's difficult to get into a private caseta unless you know someone. The public casetas are big and crowded and can get a bit rowdy and violent depending on the time of the day, night. That's what I had heard, Janet, that you do need to know somebody to get into the private ones. And from what I've heard, there's a lot more private ones than public ones. But again, I could be wrong. But thanks for the input there, Janet. And the public ones can get a bit rowdy. I can imagine that is the case, especially at a certain time of the day when a few glasses of wine have been consumed. Mike saying, with all the proposed public housing, low incomes getting from user stipend, it looks like a way for the government to transfer money to building owners and managers. That's definitely something that has been mentioned, Mike, that a lot of money is going to go into the hands of builders, particularly, and the industry. That's one of the ideas, absolutely. The universal income that I mentioned yesterday, that's only a plan, okay? For people when they turn 18, they get a 20,000 euro lump sum. It's only a plan on a piece of paper. It's nothing official yet. It's been talked about for a while now. And when somebody turns 18, apparently the plan is that they get 20,000 euros deposited into their bank accounts through a tax on wealthy people. So they take from the rich to give to the people starting off their adult life. We'll see if that one gets past the production stages. Yeah, I thought that was the case. Yeah, the Feria is what it is, and it is for the people of Seville. There we go. Not really for tourists. Yep, housing shortage in New Zealand as well, says Zane. Yep, seems to be a common trend around the world. Zane's heading this way in 2024. Empty nester, see me up there. There we go. So I'll be expecting that visit, Zane. Got a spare bed here if you want one. So feel free. I'll just kick the dog off and away you go. Stephen's also in the chat section here. Recognise that picture. Caseras, which is close to Sabanillas. There we go. Caseras, yeah, I wasn't sure what the name of the place was. I might have written it down badly. Casares, I think it is. Thanks for pointing that one out, Stephen, that you've actually been to that place. Good to see. Phil's coming in from Loja in Granada. We had a baby here in Granada about 2 months ago, so this is the first live stream I've been able to catch in a while. Love what you do. Thank you very much, Phil, and congratulations on the new member to the family there. And good to see you back in the chat section or watching the live streams. Fantastic. I remember what it's like to have a baby in the house. You haven't got much time for yourself. I remember it well, even though it was a few years ago for me. Jay coming in from Peníscola, Castellón. Is it true that Spain will be seeking a water pipeline from the north of Europe due to severe drought? Don't think so, Jay. Don't think so. I don't think so. It could be one of the ideas, but they'd just have to get it from the north of Spain. I don't think you'd have to take it from the north of Europe. The north of Spain has enough water, I believe. The question is whether you can get it done politically. There was talk about this, and somebody pointed it out. They said, in Western Australia, they've also talked about the same thing, bring water from the north down to the south. But the difference is that in Western Australia, it's about 3,500 kilometres the pipeline would need to be, whereas here in Spain, less than 1,000, I think. But yeah, lots of ideas, I'm sure, are going to be thrown up in coming years if the rains don't come. All right, now I think I'm at the end of the chat section, so it's been a pleasure. I'll wrap the live stream up. I'll be back again tomorrow, so we'll do another one tomorrow as well. Can't guarantee Tuesday this week because, as I said, there's 2 public holidays here. Tuesday might be a little bit difficult. Not sure what my plan is going to be, but I'm not going to take it completely off the table. There could be one. I'm not sure yet, but I'll let you guys know tomorrow. But as I said, tomorrow I'll be back again. Thanks for your participation in the chat section. Thanks for watching. Thanks, Alan, for the super chat. Greatly appreciated. I'll see you guys again tomorrow. Have a fantastic day. And if you are here in Spain, enjoy your public holiday tomorrow. And in fact, around the world, I think it's public holiday in many, many places, given that it's Labor Day. So enjoy the day off if that is the case. And I'll see you tomorrow. Hasta luego. Hasta entonces. Adiós.